Discussing about this macro mechanics. So let's proceed with this. So for 0-degree lamina, okay, for 0-degree lamina, what do you have is, you have this epsilon 1, epsilon 2, and gamma 1, 2 is equal to sigma 1, sigma 2, and tau 1, 2. What is this? What is this? Yes?
Transformation, sir.
Transformation. Anybody else?
Q.
Q. Anybody else?
Yes, I think.
Yes, you think. It is? What is this?
Compliance matrix.
Compliance matrix. Okay. I'm repeating a little and then I'll go for the new topic, okay, new content, because you should be clear with what is this matrix, okay. If this is not clear, then it will be a little confusing if I proceed further, okay. So what is this matrix?
Q.
Q. Okay. So that's called as the, what is that Q?
Reduced stiffness.
Reduced stiffness matrix. Okay. And then okay. And then I have sigma 1, sigma 2, tau 1, 2 is equal to sigma x, sigma y, tau xy. What is this one? What comes here? Yes, what comes here?
Inverse, sir.
Huh? What?
Inverse transformation. T inverse.
T inverse, huh? It is T.
Okay, sir. T.
Okay, transformation matrix. Sigma x, sigma y, tau xy is equal to the what is this one? It is
T inverse.
transformation. Okay, so the first page, this is for 0-degree lamina, and this is for any arbitrary angle. Okay, they are relating the transformation. Okay, transformation is nothing but the relation between the local and global, global and local, and all those. Okay, so transformation matrix, inverse transformation matrix. This is for the stress. And how about the strains? See, always compliance matrix relates strain to stress. Okay, strain to stress. Stiffness matrix relates stress to strain. Okay, transformation matrix relates local stress with the global stresses. Inverse transformation matrix relates global stresses with the local stresses. And then the same transformation, if you are writing for strains, same transformation, if you are writing for strains, how will it be? It will be epsilon 1, epsilon 2, gamma 1 2 by 2. Okay, there's a by 2 there, is equal to some matrix multiplied by what will be here? Epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy by 2. What is this here? Transformation. Okay. So we have epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy by 2. This side it will be the reverse of that. So this will be epsilon 1, epsilon 2, gamma 1 2 by 2. What is this?
Inverse
Transformation. Okay. So what is the difference between the stress thing and the strain thing? In the strain thing, this gamma 1 2 by 2 will come. Okay, gamma xy by 2, gamma xy by 2, gamma 1 2 by 2. This will come only in the transformation thing. Okay, not in the compliance or reduced stiffness. Okay, just take care of this. I'm not doing the derivation part of y that by 2, but just take care when you're writing the transformation and inverse transformation matrix for the strains. For the strains alone, take care of this by 2 over here. Okay, fine. There is another way of writing this one. There is another way to There is another way to write this. Just a second. I'll remember this part. Okay. The another way to write this matrix is it is epsilon 1, epsilon 2, gamma 1 2 is equal to, okay, there's a matrix called as R multiplied by T, okay, and R inverse, I'll tell you what is that, and epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy. Okay. So what is this R equal to? R matrix is equal to 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 2. Okay. So if you use this R and R inverse, okay, so you can avoid writing this as gamma 1 2 by 2 and gamma xy by 2. Okay, so instead of writing gamma 1 2 by 2 and gamma xy by 2, you can write it as gamma 1 2 itself and gamma xy itself, but use this thing. Okay, this is T here. If you write it like this, it is just a transformation matrix. Okay, but if you are writing it like this for the strains, then you have to write it like this. This and this are the same. Okay, writing it this way and writing it this way is the same. You'll get the same values. Okay, so just you need to use this matrix. How it is defined and all those, how it is derived, you need not worry about it. But what you should understand is this thing and this both are same. Okay, any doubts in this? Any doubts? You need not know from where this came, but you just need to know this whole thing and this whole thing is the same. Okay, where R is equal to this. Okay. Suppose if you write it for a inverse transformation, inverse transformation is what? Epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy by 2 is equal to inverse transformation multiplied by epsilon 1, epsilon 2, gamma 1 2 by 2. Okay, so this can be written as epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy is equal to R T inverse and then R inverse multiplied by epsilon 1, epsilon 2 and gamma 1 2. Okay, where R is the same thing, where R is defined here 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 2. Okay, it's the same thing. So this is T inverse over here. Okay, inverse transformation matrix. So things are same, just that to avoid this writing it as gamma xy by 2 and gamma, writing it as gamma xy by 2 and gamma 1 2 by 2, we write it as gamma xy and gamma 1 2 and use this relation. Okay. Any doubts so far from here? Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this?
Yes, sir.
And this one, and then this thing, and then this, and then this is for the inverse transformation. Okay, these things must be clear before we proceed. Any questions so far? Please ask. Any questions in any of these 4 slides? You have any questions? You have any doubts?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, so we are dealing with a angle lamina. Okay, what do you mean by angle lamina? Any angle other than 0 and 90. Okay, any angle other than 0 and 90. We are dealing with angle lamina. Now, okay. So we'll start with this one. Suppose you want to find the local strains epsilon 1, epsilon 2, gamma 1 2 by 2. Okay, is equal to the transformation matrix you use. You get the values of the global strings epsilon x, epsilon y, and gamma xy by 2. Okay, so you do this. Then you write it as, instead of gamma 1 2 by 2 and gamma xy by 2, you write it as epsilon 1, epsilon 2, gamma 1 2 is equal to R T R inverse multiplied by epsilon x, epsilon y, and gamma xy. Okay, now I've got this local strings. Okay, suppose I want local stresses from this. What do? What should I do if I have to get local stresses from local strains? Yes. What should I do if I have to get local stresses from local strains?
Both Q and T, sir.
No, I know the local strains. Okay, I need to find local stresses.
Q by stress.
Compliance matrix.
It is just this one, right?
Yes, sir. Compliance matrix.
Compliance or reduced stiffness. I know this. Okay, so I use a reduced stiffness matrix to find the local stresses. Okay. Okay, I know this. I know this is the thing. This is equal to this. Okay, so if I want to find the local stresses, what should I use? I should use,
Radius stiffness matrix.
yeah, radius stiffness matrix. So for that, what I'll do is I'll copy this thing. I'll copy this. And paste it over here. Okay, I don't want that by 2 there. Okay, fine. Now I know this strain is equal to this. Okay, now I want to write it for sigma 1, sigma 2 and tau 1 2. Okay, so what do? I multiply by the reduced stiffness matrix. Okay, multiplied by this whole thing. Instead of writing this one, okay, this is reduced stiffness matrix multiplied by the local strains. But instead of writing local strains, I write this one. Okay, R T R inverse. Okay, and then epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy. Okay, now I want a relation between the global stresses and the global strains. So this is a global strain here. Okay, this is a global strain. I want a relation between global stresses and global strains. How do I get that? What should I do? I should put sigma x, sigma y, tau xy here. So,
Sir, are you writing anything on the screen?
yeah, you're not able to see it.
No, sir.
No,
Slide
now I'm
21
not.
is.
Slide 21 now. Is it for all? Are you able to see 23?
Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe my
Probably.
issue, sir. Sorry, sir.
Probably. Okay. So here, what if you multiply, you'll get the global stresses? Can somebody answer this? Are you able to understand what I'm asking? I have a relation between the local stresses and the global strains. Okay, this is the relation. Now I want to replace this with global stresses. How do I replace? Yes, anyone? What is the relation between global stresses and local stresses?
Compliance matrix.
Compliance.
Business matrix.
Huh? What? I'm not able to hear the answer. By the time you mute yourself, please tell me properly.
So inverse transformation.
Yeah, inverse transformation matrix. Okay, so if you have to find the global stresses from the local stresses, we need to use inverse transformation matrix. So what I wanted was a relation for the global stresses and global strains. Okay, so for that, what do I do? I'll just copy this last thing again. Just a second. I'll just copy this. Okay. So if I want sigma x, sigma y, and tau xy over on the left side, then I have to multiply this with a inverse transformation matrix multiplied with the reduced stiffness matrix, and then with the R, T, R inverse multiplied by epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy. Okay. So suppose this was a 0-degree lamina. Imagine this is an angle lamina. We started with saying this is an angle lamina. Okay. Suppose if this was a 0-degree lamina, then what will be this whole thing? What will be this whole thing? Yes, anybody? If you're not able to follow, please tell me you're not able to follow. I'll explain you once again. You just keep quiet. Yes?
So Q, sir.
Yeah. If suppose this was a 0-degree lamina, this whole thing was supposed to be Q. Okay, it was just Q. Okay. Since this is not a 0-degree lamina, we have assumed it's not a 0-degree lamina. So this whole thing is there. Okay, and this whole thing is called as Q bar matrix. Okay, Q bar matrix or Q bar matrix. Okay, so this global stresses and global strains are related by the Q bar matrix for a angle lamina. Okay, angle lamina means what? Fibers are inclined, not in the direction of the x and y. Okay, so it's in some other direction. So use Q bar for this. If it's a 0-degree lamina, you just use Q. If it's an inclined lamina, then you use a Q bar for relating the stress with the strain. Do you get this? Any doubts? We started with saying why do people switch on videos? Okay, fine. So we started with epsilon 1, epsilon 2, gamma 1, 2 by 2. These are local strains. Okay, local strains and global strains are related by the transformation matrix. Okay, just to avoid this writing by 2 over here, I take this R into T into R inverse. Okay. So this T is from here, then R, T, R inverse. In this format you should write, where R is equal to the matrix which we defined previously, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and 0, 0, 2. Okay. So that way, this thing and this thing is the same. Okay. This whole thing and this whole thing is the same. And then what did we do? We tried to relate, instead of local strains, we wanted local stresses here. Okay. So what is the relation? It's the reduced stiffness matrix. Okay. Reduced stiffness matrix. So use sigma 1, sigma 2, tau 1, 2 instead of this epsilon 1, epsilon 2, gamma 1, 2, and write a Q here. Okay. And then R, T, R inverse, the whole thing. Okay. This whole thing multiplied by Q, you can write it as sigma 1, sigma 2, tau 1, 2 instead of epsilon 1, epsilon 2, gamma 1, 2. Now, what did you do next was, you didn't want the local stresses, you wanted the global stresses. Ultimately, what you want is a relation between the stress and the strain in the global. Okay, in the global. So what did you do? You took sigma x, sigma y, and tau xy instead of sigma 1, sigma 2, and tau 1, 2, and used the inverse transformation matrix and along with this. And then the whole thing, this whole thing written as it is with the inverse transformation matrix. And this whole thing we called as Q bar. Okay. Any doubts in this so far? Any doubts? Any doubts, please ask.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, what we can do is, we have defined Q bar. Okay. Now we'll try to define S bar. Okay. We'll define S bar. So what will S bar define? So this Q bar was a relation between global stresses and global strains. Okay. What will be S bar? It will be the global strains on the left side and global stresses on the right side. So let's do that. Now, if you have, here we took strains for the first. Okay. Now we'll take stresses, again angle lamina only. I am talking about angle lamina. Okay. Sigma 1, sigma 2, tau 1, 2 is equal to so this is sigma x, sigma y, tau xy. What will be in the bracket? What will be this?
Inverse transformation.
It will be transformation. Okay, fine. It's okay. Just you need to understand the local stresses when it is on the left side and global stresses on the right side. You have T here. Okay, fine. So suppose I don't want this one. I don't want local stresses. I want local strains. Okay. I want to write it as epsilon 1, epsilon 2, and gamma 1, 2. Okay. So what should I do?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Correct. S multiplied by this whole thing. Okay. Instead of writing sigma 1, sigma 2, tau 1, 2, I write it as T and then sigma x, sigma y, tau xy. Okay. Fine. Now another step. I have local strains here. I want global strains. Okay. I want a relation between global strains and global stresses. Okay, global strains and global stresses, I want the relation. So what should I do? I have epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy is equal to, what will give me this? What is the relation between global strains and local strains?
T inverse.
It is T inverse, you are right, but it is not just T inverse, it is
R
into T
into
inverse into R inverse, okay? And then this one. T inverse is correct, but because it is with the strains, you have to do these things. R, T inverse, R inverse, okay? And then S, and then T. I'm writing this whole thing now, okay? S, T, and then sigma X, sigma Y, tau XY. Now what is this whole thing called?
S bar.
S bar. Okay, you write it as S bar or you put a bar on the top. Okay. This doesn't look like a S bar or S bar. Okay. So you can write it like this. See, if it was a zero degree lamina, then this was supposed to be only S. Okay, this was supposed to be only the compliance matrix S, but since this is a angle lamina, okay, the relation between the global strains and the global stresses is related by S bar and not just S. Okay, do you understand this? Do you understand this? Okay. Now, is there anyone who doesn't want to use MATLAB for this and want to do hand calculation? Yeah, anybody? Anybody want to do hand calculation still for this? You want to multiply all these things?
No, sir.
No, don't want to do? Okay, fine. Then what we'll do, we'll go to the MATLAB. Just a second, I'll share the MATLAB screen. Here's MATLAB first of all. Just a second. Just a second, I'll share it. Okay. Now you should be able to see the screen, MATLAB screen. So what I've done is, yes, so you have the R defined, okay? You have done till here, right? You have done till these things. So you define the R matrix 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and 0, 0, 2, okay? And then S bar, when you are defining, it is RT inverse, R inverse. Okay, see how I am putting the inverse, okay, I and V in simple brackets. Okay, I and V in simple bracket. The other matrix brackets are square brackets. Okay, so do that, and then This is how the global strains are related with the global stresses with S bar. So S bar is equal to this, okay? And then you can say Q bar, Q is equal to inverse of S, correct? Q is equal to inverse of S. So Q bar should also be equal to inverse of S bar. Okay, Q bar should be equal to inverse of S bar. You can use this, or you can say Q bar is equal to T inverse into Q into R into T into inverse of R. Okay, so you can do this as well. Now, what will be this? I can write another line saying global stresses, okay, global stresses is equal to, what will be it? Q bar multiplied by global strains. Okay, I can do this. So now this is how you code in the MATLAB.